लिंक जो है वो शेयर कर देना, ठीक है।
ठीक है सर।
बेटा थकिया थकिया ठीक क्यों कह रहे हो, मतलब? हाँ जी,
सर जी अभी सो के उठा हूँ इसलिए।
क्या मनहूस शख्सियत है तुम। You should leave bed early, right? So something is presented. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, my very dear students, Assalamu alaikum and very good morning to all of you. I hope all of you are awake, all of you are alert. Are you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's good.
Yes,
Yes
That's
sir.
good.
sir.
That's good. Right? And some of the sounds they reminded me. I'll tell what kind of sounds, right? They were at the end of the lecture when I shall put the recording to an end. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, here you can see my cursor, right? The thing that I have highlighted for you people, right? It is a Cardiff University School of Computer Sciences and Informatics, right? This is the source from where I have got this material, right? And you will get its PDF as well, right? So this is the first page of your report, final year project report, that it has got a title. You can see here.
Yes, sir.
Then the nature of the project, final year project, then your session, your name, supervisor name, etc. Then at the end, you can also see abstract. You can also add it on a separate page as per recommended by your department, right? And about the abstract, you know one thing, abstract is the summary of the entire research that is usually written at the end of everything when you are finished with everything or when you are finished with the write-up. Then the next thing that you can see here is the table of contents, right? And you can see it is on the left side in the bold type heading that may have 16 font size, right? And it is perhaps Times New Roman, right? And then you can see on this side all, right, the list of the items: introduction, gathering material, arrangement and structuring the project report. Then within section 3 there are some subsections as well, from point 3.9. Then chapter 4 starts, then 5th, then 6th, then 7th, right, then 8th, right? And on the opposite to this side you have can see the page numbering is there, right? So this is how you are going to format your table of contents, right? Then add, you can see here the entire entries. And apart from these three things, right, one, two, three, right, rest it is all about your report, right? This is about the main body of the report and supporting pages, right? Then people who will be reading your uh, project report, right, using different devices to describe things in the report, right? Then supporting pages that comes at the beginning of the report, or the the last two that comes at the uh, end of your report, right? Then sources for further guidance and conclusion of this document. Then appendices are there, then appendices B, bibliography, etc. These things are there, if you can see in a table of contents. Can someone tell me what this 3 indicates and what is the difference between 3.1?
सर ये इसके नीचे सब हेडिंग है इसकी।
This is 3 indicates the main section and 3.1 indicates the subsection within section 3. Okay. So let's move forward. The first of all, introduction. Well, this introduction is about this guide, this manual, right? How it is schemed or how it is going to work for all of you. Then after that, the section 2 is about the students or the potential students or those who are going to write their project report, right? There are a few guidelines for them how they can write or how they can gather the material. First of all, how they can gather the material. There are two type of sources from where they can get the material. First of all, the sources that are available in the hard copy, like books, like addresses, like encyclopedias, right? And the second type of sources that are available in the form of soft copy, which are available online, right? So what sources you need to consult and what you need not to consult, right? This is about all this, how you are going to gather the material for your report writing in consultation with your supervisor, right? These are the guidelines, how you are going to have the note taking and how you are going to highlight certain things for your report. This is all about the gathering of the material in your report, right? Then after you have gathered the material for your report, how you are going to arrange this material in the form of a report, right? And for example, you can see here, well, this is the structure. This is the first structure, that how you are going to compile or how you are going to write your report, right? And from title page, abstract, acknowledgement, table of contents, table of figures in, right? uh, this is we call what? Supporting pages. We call it supporting pages. And from introduction till reflection on learning, introduction, background, specification, design, implementation, results evaluation, future work, conclusion, and reflection on learning. This we call the main body of the report. So these are your supporting pages that appear before the main body of the report. Among them, we have got the title page. Title page include your problem statement, the nature of the project, proposed supervisor, or the name of the supervisor, your name, your session. Then on a separate page, you may have an abstract summary, executive summary, that is always within word limit and that presents the crux of the entire thing. Then the third thing is acknowledgements. These are sheets that consists of thanksgiving remarks to the individuals, institutes, departments, those who have extended cooperation to you people for writing this report. Then table of contents, right? All of them. Then table of figures, right? If you have added any figure diagram in your report, right? Mention it where it is, right? Then after this starts the main body: introduction, background, specification, design, implementation, results, evaluation, future work, conclusion, reflection on learning. This is the main body of your report, right? Then you may see the things here, right, that I have highlighted. This is glossary, table of abbreviation, appendices, right? These are optional parts, right? Optional means they are not compulsory, right? When you use them, or when you have them, or when you have used them in your report, then you can write them, then you can mention them. Otherwise there is no need to mention them. Then comes the next thing, that is reference. Again, it is the last supporting page of your report, right? Last supporting page of your report. And below it you can see what is this example. Can you tell me? Can you tell me what is this example? What it indicates, what
सर
it...
ये टेबल ऑफ फिगर में हम इस तरह लिखेंगे ना, टेबल ऑफ फिगर में 3.1
Right.
करके.
So this is telling us, well, this is our chapter third, or it is our main section number 3, and this tells that this is our figure number 3, right? And it is at page 6, right? Then we have to mention it in the table of figures, right? We shall be mentioning 3.1 at page number 6. And below here, where the diagram actually is, you can see the status of this diagram. Well, it deals with the specific software, right? Then again, you can see another structure or other diagram of the structure of a report. Here you can see again the supporting pages. Then up till here, you can also see here, right? Here the difference is deliverables from selected approach, right? And then main body. Then after the main body, we have got the glossary, table of abbreviations and appendices, right? Optional parts. Then again supporting page at the end. And at this you can see it is figure 3.2, the figure that exists at chapter 3 or sub main section 3, and it is going to be second figure. And this figure is about software problem, right, related to the computer. Then we have got figure 3 about the structure of a report. Well, again, you have got all the things that are same, supporting pages. Then from here up till here, right, these are the main body pages, right? And with a change in the methodology, experiment design, algorithm, comparison results, etc. Then we have got again the glossary, appendices, those optional pages, and then at the end references are there, which is the supporting page. Then again you can see here, right, 3.3, figure number 3 at chapter 3, and it is about comparing algorithms, right? That is on page 7. Then the fourth figure, right here, you can see these things remain the same, supporting pages. Then you can see here, right, experiment and theoretical results, future work, right? This is the main body that starts from the introduction and reflection on learning, and then comes the glossary, appendices, right, table of abbreviation, which are optional parts. Then we have got the references, right, again supporting pages. And you can see here, this is figure 4 at section 3, and this figure is about analysis, right? And this is at page 8, right? So this was a bit detail about how you write your report or the structures of different reports. As we have already discussed yesterday, well, reports, all scientific reports, whether they are reports from biology, chemistry, physics, are subjects within the biology, like anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, biotechnology, microbiology, etc., right? They have got basically the main structure same, but they slide it differently. That may be the objectives, that may be the aims, that may be the readers, etc., right? So let's have a look at the first main part of the report, that is introduction. What does the introduction include? Right here you can see the introduction includes, first of all, the aims are the goals of the project. First of all, it has got the goals are the aims of the project, right? What are the possible aims that you have to mention? Then who are the possible beneficiaries, right, from this report? Who people, what are the people who will get benefit from this report? That may be the researchers, that may be the students, that may be the people from the industry. Then what is the importance of this study, right, or the project? Then what particular approach you are going to have? Is it an experimental research? Is it a field work, right? The method you shall be also telling here, right? Then what are some of the hypotheses or the research question that you have in chapter 1? You have to mention it. Then a broad summary of important outcomes, right? That usually Chapter 3 begins with this broad summary. We call it problem statement, and it consists of 3 to 4 paragraphs for the final report, right? And at this point, your the first part, that is introduction of your final year project report, comes to an end. And then starts, you can see here, the main segment, that is point 2, right? The background. For the background, we have got different names. Sometimes it appears as a related literature. Sometimes it may also appear with the name review of the related literature. Sometimes it may appear as the word is the background, right? Sometimes it may have another name like history, etc., right? So we need to keep this thing in mind, that this is the second portion, second main part of the body of our report. This is the longest or the largest part of our report, number one. Number two, it is also a summary, but that is in more depth and that is in more detail. This is a detailed summary, right? As we have already presented the summary of the outcomes in the chapter 1 with the name of problem statement, that consists of only 3 2 paragraphs. But in case of a report, right, in second section, literature review, it is going to be the longest or the largest part of the report. It may have sections. Within those sections there may be subsection, and within those subsections there may be further subsections or mini sections. And above all, why do we have this section? We have got this section because this section actually relates our research to the other people. This section actually relates our research to the other people. For example, those other peoples can be Amna Tarak, those other people can be Shan, those other people can be Usama, those other people can be Manahel, Fizza, Ushna, Zain, etc. Right? So you consciously, you deliberately try to relate your research to all these people. Well, in recent times, in the past, in some 5 years back, all these people have conducted their researches on the same area, because, and at the same time, this area I feel within this field is still need to be work upon at the same time. So you try to relate your research to the people who have conducted their researches on the same topic at the recent times, telling them, well, are you try to establish this thing? Well, this research is equally important as some or these people or many people have conducted their researches on the same topic, right? Then the next is, can you tell me what it is? Hello? You can see here, it is different in style here, and this is different in style here. What it is, can you tell me? Hurry up, make a guess, please. Don't waste the time.
सर ये कोट किया हुआ है किसी को शायद.
ये किसी को कोट किया हुआ है. चले मैं बता देता हूँ आपको.
Explanation है sir.
Listen. Well, if you can see, this font style and size is different, and this is different, right? When in the running text, you find some text with the different font style and size, which is not usual. We call this type of thing literal text. We call this thing as literal text. क्या बोलते हैं बेटा इसको हम?
Literal text, sir.
Literal text.
Okay.
We call it literal text. And why do we do it? That we have changed its font size and style to make it highlight.
क्योंकि
क्योंकि ये किसी के रियल वर्ड्स हैं, इसमें कोई अमेंडमेंट नहीं की हुई, इसलिए
It,
हम इसको कहते हैं।
better that is in case of quoted or unquoted words. But what I am telling you, in case of literal text, when we highlight or bold some text, when we highlight or bold some text or change its font size or font style, that is meant we want our reader to read it, right? We want our reader to read it. And doing so in report writing is called literal text, right? Then you can see here aims, right? And then below the aims, the research questions and hypotheses are there, right? This is one example. This is an example too, right? And this is all in literal text. This is all in the form of literal text.
तो ये
Then
इम्पोर्टेंट होते हैं.
we want our reader to read them. Simply, the simple philosophy is we want our reader to focus them. That is why we have highlighted it, we have underlined it, or we change it. We do many things. We either we highlight it, or we bold it, or we underline it, or we change its font size and style, right? We do 5 things, and doing all these 5 actions, we call it literal text, right? Because we think, we feel this is something important that the reader should focus at. Then after that, we have got the specific design, specification or design. This portion, the third portion, this is the third portion of our project report. We call it specification or the design, right? It may appear with different names like research model, like methodology, like research design, etc., right? In this section we do 2 things, right? In this sections we do things, right? Because this is about the about mathematics and software, so I will be using simple terms, right? I would be using simple terms, right? And we do 2 things: how and what we are going to do and how we are going to do it. In methodology, we do 2 things: what we are going to do and how we are going to do. Definitely our purpose is to collect the information or data, on whom we are going to do it, and where we shall be doing it: in the field, in the laboratory, by observing, by asking question, etc., right? So in methodology is the third section of your report, that consists of 2 things, right? How and what you are going to do and how you are going to do it. And after the methodology, you can see okay, after the methodology, right, we have got the next section, which is the 4th chapter, right? Which is the 4th chapter of your report, that has got the results and evaluation. We get the results or evaluation on the basis of the data, on the basis of the information that we have collected in the chapter 3, either by conducting some experiments, or by administering some questionnaire, or by observing some people in the field, etc., right? Then we have got this 4th chapter, or the 4th section of our report, the results and evaluation. After this, we have got the future work, right, within this section. And after the future work, we have got listen, what is future work? Future work is a term that a good research always pays or paves way for the upcoming researchers. It tells them directions: you can do this, you can conduct your research on this area, etc., right? Then after the results, we have got the final section, that is the chapter number 5th of our report. That is the chapter number 5th R report, right? In case of qualitative research, in a case of qualitative research where no numeric data is required, we have got always 4 chapters, right? And in case of quantitative research where numeric data is required, we have got 5 chapters according to APA, right? In this conclusion, we have got conclusion, and as you know that conclusion is the summary of the entire research, right? And discussion on results, right? And then we can have a reflections. What are reflections? It is not necessary that reflection is always there, right? There may be some suggestions, there may be recommendations, there may be findings, etc., right? What is reflection? Can you tell me reflection, about reflection, what it is? Hello.
What
सर
this
रिफ्लेक्शन
work
होता है किसी
shows,
चीज से रेफर करके दोबारा वापस हम तक कोई चीज आए.
रेफर करके कोई दोबारा. Any other? Any other?
Thoughts?
No, कोई
what this
learning हो.
data conclude or what we learn from it.
Yes, the lifelong learning, the lesson. For example, you say, um, 2 people are going to Bahawalpur, right? And one says, I would be going through the motorway, and then from Khanewal, I shall be leaving the motorway and going through the Multan, Mithla Chowk, and Jahania Mandi, etc. Lodra, via Lodra, I shall be reaching to Bahawalpur. Other says, well, I shall be following the GT road, and from GT road or Sahiwal, then I shall be taking a turn to Araval, Burewal, Vehadi, Malasi, and then I shall be moving on to the Bahawalpur, right? The one reaches there in 6 hours, the other reaches there in 9 hours, right? Later on, they realize, okay, what kind of blunders we had, or how we can make this journey more efficient with respect to the time. And you conclude, well, motorway is the best thing that where we can go, right? It is safe, right? First of all, road is in good condition of international standard. While traveling on GT road, the condition of the road is very pathetic, etc. So this what you call the lifelong learning, right? After conducting your research on a certain topic, you gathered that, well, if I had used this thing, it could have been more valuable than doing this which I did in my work, right? So it is a blend of your own evaluation as a researcher. Well, this is a difficult way. This can be something easier. I should have gone for the easier. But you learned it when you have already done it, right? So it is your lifelong learning about this project or about some activity that you learned after the completion of it, right? Then at this point, the reflection, the main body of your project report comes to an end. And here you can see, can you tell me what it is? Remember to take into account Hofstadter's law. Can you tell me?
Running text,
Law
running
statements,
text
sir.
reference.
Running text reference, if you can see, dear, I shall tell you. Unfortunately, we do not have any here right now. I am unable to see it so far. Any, no, no example of running text is here, right? No example of running text here. So what was the second sound?
Law statements, sir.
Law statement. Well, this is a law statement, but in the language in the language of report writing, we call it what?
Quoted statement.
Okay. Any other? Any other? When something is written with some mark, their number, asterisk, etc. At the bottom of the text, you can see a line is drawn here that shows it is written on the bottom.
The reference statement.
This is a reference, but we call it a footnote. We call it what? What we call it?
Footnote.
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 A note that is or an explanation that is written usually at the bottom of a page. At the bottom of the page, right, we call it a footnote. Writer thinks that it is not something that is very important that he should mention in the references, so he keeps or he places it here at the bottom of the text. Where your text comes to an end, he writes it there, right? There can be one footnote, there can be two footnote, there can be three, four, five, etc., right? So this type of thing is called footnote. This is called footnote in the language of report writing. Then we have got the last section of references, citing references, bibliography, etc. This is a section. First of all, why do we have references, right? We use references sections because when we claim or we in the beginning of the report, we have got a declaration, right, where we declare our statement that this is an original work and no page of this work has been stolen from anywhere. And whatever has been taken, it has been not only mentioned in the references but has also been acknowledged, right? इसे बेटा डिक्लेरेशन स्टेटमेंट कहते हैं, जो कि यूजुअली आपकी रिपोर्ट के पहले पेजेस में आती है, राइट, सपोर्टिंग पेजेस में. वो किस लिए होती है? टू मेक योर रिपोर्ट अथेंटिक वन, टू मेक योर रिपोर्ट अथेंटिक वन, दैट you have done everything original, to acknowledge other writers, right, and to make your own work reliable. Or in simpler words, when we cite references, it means we are acknowledging other people's contribution and we are not involved in intellectual theft, right? So these are some of the examples of references you can see here, right? You can also see here. You can also sorry. You can also see here, sorry, right? These are the example of references, right? So on this point, I sum up the discussion, right? This manual will be delivered to you people uh, you have to come read. Tomorrow I shall be asking you people, okay, explain this portion or this thing, okay? So tomorrow it is going to be your turn. So come prepared, come read with the things. I shall be sending you the manual